Hello everyone, it's Sarah Anma from artofrelationship.net with another love moment for you. Thank you for being here. Today we're talking about have you got friction and what can you do about it? It's very easy for us to judge what other people are doing or judge the past as right or wrong, good or bad. And what we want to do today is move away from that duality and bless the past as the teacher that it is and for the lessons that we can learn. When I live in San Francisco and I moved here a year ago, and when I lived here before, way back in the 90s, I didn't contribute to society. I was very selfish. I was very depressed as a result of just looking for what I could get instead of what I could give. I was really wrapped up in that. And wasn't contributing equals depression. That's been my experience. So I really had a hard time back then forging meaningful relationships that were what I wanted, and they just always fell short. And then when I moved away from Seattle a year ago, I got to see how much I had allowed people into my life and how much they impacted me. And they were very free with letting me know how positively I had impacted their lives. So that was really beautiful. So I don't judge the time in San Francisco as bad, back in the 90s. I simply honor it for what it is and how much I learned back then. I'm really, really grateful for that. So we're going into the holidays, and it's really easy to dredge up the past and the patterns and the habits and the old wounds that we have especially with family. So let's get grateful. There's a lot to be grateful for. Most of us have first world problems, or is one way I've heard it. I prefer to call it like first class problems rather than, because we have plenty to eat, we have shelter, we have loving family, no matter how wacky they are, a lot, generally. So it's really easy for us to blame others for not acting right, and we allow ourselves to be faltered. We falter whether they're acting right or not. And as long as that's happening, then we're messed up. Not messed up, but we don't have a chance at happiness, because if other people are the problem, we are powerless. We have no control over them. So, as I've heard one person say, if other people are the problem, I'm screwed. And that's absolutely the case. So when we can shift from being victimized into this place of ownership, then it's a lot easier. And I've been in that position where it's like, but they did this to me, and I'm really, very recently I was there, and it's a terrible place to be because, again, no power. There's nothing I can do about the other person. The only thing that I can handle is my response to any given situation. So Gay Hendricks says that relationship conflicts are two people racing to occupy the victim position. Whew, that's a biggie. And so the answer to being a victim is taking 100% responsibility. Yeah, kind of big. Takes courage, takes bandwidth, takes vulnerability. Yeah. So your assignment, as you know, all relationships are a mirror of how we feel about ourselves that we project out into the world. And so if you're having conflict with somebody, go inside and see, where is this playing out with my conflict with myself? I'll tell you, for myself, a lot of times I feel my habit has been to feel self-betrayal. Like I allowed myself to get into this position, or I allowed somebody to treat me this way. And so I feel upset with myself. That's a good place to start. So take a look at where you've got friction, see where you can take 100% ownership, and see how it can miraculously serve you when you're in close quarters with family for quite some time. Thank you so much for being here. all the best to you in the holiday season, and I will continue to send tips about getting you ready for the holidays and also for the new year. All the best.